everyone, and welcome to this episode of Crystal Spot Mag. I'm your host, Crystal Swearingen. So today I'm traveling. You can see I'm in a different background, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that I'm really excited about in my coaching program that I'm bringing forward in the spring of 2023, and that is communications with your clients. I know most of you guys know I have my magazine, but I also own a real estate brokerage where I work with other agents and I help mentor and advise them and help them build their business based on what's important to them, their specific skill sets, who their ideal clients, and we kind of design a business that fits with their lifestyle. Real estate is so different, and I know real estate is local when you're selling property, but how you run your business and how you communicate with your clients and the skill sets that you bring forward into this industry are very unique to your talents. So today I wanted to talk about how do you communicate most efficiently and where is there opportunity to gain different perspectives. So we've been living in this kind of crazy technology, cell phone, messages, no one's picking up the phone anymore world. And while that's great because we can be very efficient with getting a hold of people via text or email and all those different things, sometimes, like I always like to say, and I heard this from someone else, so this is not original, but I can't remember who said it, but when the game is on the line in business, you pick up the phone. There's just no reason, if there's something that I would consider to be a material difference, you don't call that client, no matter what industry you're in. So for example, I recently got a quote for something that I didn't expect, and it was higher than what I thought it was going to be by a substantial amount. And there was just no communication. It was just an email like, hey, sorry, this is what it is. And I was like, whoa, hold on. Like, I don't understand this. Like, explain it to me, break it down, because this is your industry and it's not mine, and I'm the client. And there just was no communication. And this happens a lot of times because we take for granted what we already know. We're like, well, these are the facts. Like, this is how it works. But the people you're dealing with in business don't have that same perspective because this is not what they do every day. And anytime you're telling them anything that's changing how their finances are, their budget, or what they have access to, you need to be considerate and go forward and explain to them what's really going on. Take the time to break down these different components and educate them along the process. That's one of my biggest passions and why I do the magazine and why I have my real estate brokerage and everything I do is I really feel a calling to help educate, motivate, and inspire other people. And that can be just through living and how I communicate with people and how I volunteer my time in leadership and how I do the things that I do on a regular basis. Because I think we have gotten so far off track with how much quantity work we can get done that we've taken and put in quality on the back burner. I'd rather have quality over quantity every single day, unless it's dollars. No, I'm joking. But even with money, like, you want to make sure that your money is in the best investment or the best form that's going to give you the best results. So really, you're kind of choosing quality too. But I really feel like in 2023, when the market is unsteady, there's a talk of inflation and recession, and cost of living has changed for a lot of people. Housing is, we're down 6 million houses in this country for us to have a stable market to provide housing for people. That's not even talking about affordable housing. That's just accessibility of housing. We really have to put people first and use technology as you can, emails, chatbot, GPT, all the things that are out there. AI is so exciting, and I'm a big fan of everything that's an emergent technology. But we really have to take the time to bring back the human component of things instead of rushing to get things done or trying to be quick or making the assumption, which a lot of people do, make the assumption that people don't want to hear from you. If it's something that's important to them, that deals with their family, their money, their housing, their budget, pick up the phone. Even if you send a text first, like, hey, this is Crystal. I really need to have this conversation with you about this, or whatever your language is, whatever your verbiage is, call them. Say, hey, can I call you at 2:00? Because I don't want to just send you this. I want to explain to you what we're going to be talking about. I think that's such an important thing that we need to bring back in 2023. And as you guys know, my word for this year is intentional. And part of me being intentional with how I run my business and how I coach my agents and how I coach other people who've come to me now for coaching is telling them, like, when you're in this business and you're in the world where you're providing service to people, you want to make sure that you're communicating in a way that not only complements your personality, but also takes into consideration what your clients need. And then above all else, you put hierarchy. So if your client says, I just want you to text me, I don't want you to call, that's great on mundane things. Like, can we meet at 2 instead of 3? Things like that. But when it's something and the game is on the line, a deal is going to be kept or broke apart because of these conversations, you pick up the phone and you give them a call. You know, the phones do amazing things. You can call people and you have the conversation, or you bring them face to face, whatever your comfort level is. But I just wanted to share that because I think in the year of 2023, when everyone is not certain, we have interest rates going up, we have the cost of eggs are like $25, like all these things happening, gas has gone back up again. We don't want to take for granted where people's state of mind is, and we want to make sure that we're conscious of helping de-escalate potential stressors. So instead of the email that said, hey, this went up like 2 times what you were expecting, sorry about that, which could be a potential stressor to someone who doesn't have their budget set up in a way to accommodate that, or have the time or the skill set or the know-how to go shop other quotes and get different numbers. You want to make sure that you're taking the time to break down things with your clients, because retaining a customer and a client in any type of business is way cheaper than getting a new one. So you want to make sure that you are being diligent about your communication. You want to make sure that if it's something significant, and even if you're like, oh, well, they should just know that things change every year, pick up the phone, call people, really get that interaction, get that communication with them. So I just wanted to do a podcast just about business tips, and I'm going to create these throughout the year. We're going to talk about different things I'm doing in my coaching segments and just different things about housing or communication or business, because I coach on all different things. And I think that as we go into 2023 and 2024 and a lot of unknown things in the global economy and the finances and the money supply and all these things happening, which can be overwhelming, we have to figure out how do we get back to the fundamental basic of dealing with human beings and operating in a way that honors them as well as helps de-escalate stressors that can be added to their life. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any topics you want to cover, or you have anything that you're like, okay, I want more information on this, send me messages. I've gotten a couple of them from everyone. I've got some nominations for the new issues in the podcast, but anything you want to see in Crystal's Corner moving forward this year, let me know. I'd love to talk about more, whatever is of interest of you and whatever you feel is important. That if I have the skill set, I would bring it to you for myself, or I could bring in someone else to be a guest. But thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, you can check out our latest issues at crystalspotmag.com, where you can also subscribe to get print issues sent to your house. Check out our podcast on all streaming devices, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Crystal Spot Podcast, sponsored by Crystal Spot Mag. Check out the latest issue online at crystalspotmag.com.